Hello, this is Otis Awesome, and welcome to my rant review. I'm going to be reviewing a short Christmas special. Well, short considering it calls itself a movie, but it isn't really. It's 40 minutes. But it's called The Naughty List, made in 2013. I found it on YouTube. You can find it as well. It's pretty easy to find. No one cares, basically. So, yeah, it's a short movie about Christmas, and it's got a moral in it, and yeah, it doesn't really make any sense. So, this is one that's more of a bland one rather than an offensive one, but you'll see what I mean. So, the first thing you'll notice when you watch this is that the elves are damn creepy. They have giant pupils, which makes them really, really creepy. Seriously, they just stare into your soul, those elves. So, that's a problem for a start, and it keeps on looping this animation where they keep on staring at you, so it's like, ugh. Every time they appear, you're like, ugh, and you only just sort of get used to it near the end. But, this is a 3D animated Christmas special, and it's about, as you can imagine, the naughty list, but in a way you wouldn't expect. It's about two elves and a little reindeer, which are all in trouble and got on the naughty list, despite them being on Christmas and trying to help Christmas, because they'd done things wrong. One of the problems I had with this was that one of the things that they did wrong was made sense. Like the two elves, what they did is that they slacked off work, and then they destroyed the decorations of the giant snowball as they were trying to have a snowball fight. Also, one of them stole stuff from the toys. So you're like, well, okay, they obviously deserve punishment. Even though one of them was not really as involved as the other, they probably both deserve punishment. That makes sense. But then you also have the deer, which they come into the office and find, and she explains why she's in trouble. And she says she was in trouble for wanting to sing while in doing reindeer practice, which apparently, for no reason at all, as I can tell, caused them to crash land. And it shows this reindeer fully body casted, looking really angry at her. And it's like, how the hell do you get that injured from falling from flying onto snow? And how the hell did it happen because someone decided to sing a bit? So apparently singing when you're flying around Christmas is really bad and you need to be punished. So apparently, I don't know. I mean, wasn't even any mention of don't sing or we'll crash, or don't sing, I might not be able to concentrate. Something which would have made the thing make more sense, which I think is where they were going to go, like what they were going with. I think that's where they were going with it. The point was that she was singing and they were so distracted them and caused them to crash. I think that was the problem, but it never actually pointed that out. So it makes it just seems like she sings and then they crash for no reason. So she doesn't really seem to blame, which is a problem, because that's the whole point of the story. So, way to go, you messed up one of your major parts of your story, congratulations. But then they go over to Santa's office, and they're like, oh no, Santa, are we in trouble? And Santa says, yes, you are in trouble for the things which you've done, but what you're more in trouble for is the fact that you think of yourselves more than other people when it comes up to Christmas Day. And therefore, that's why you're on the naughty list, really. So I'm like, okay, that's where you're going with it. Alright then. So I'm there thinking, is it really selfish for you to just want to sing during a flying session? But, well, whatever. So you're sort of like, okay, I can sort of see this, I guess. So then they have to do a bunch of tasks. For some reason, there's a robot there, a nondescript robot, for some reason, that tells them what to do. And the robot says you need to do this task and do all these chores in order to stop being on the naughty list, that you're do your chores. And every single time they do the chores, one of them messes up, and they all get in trouble for it, obviously, even though only one of them did it sometimes. But basically, they all keep on deciding to go against the rules and to try and shortcut it, which ends up getting them in trouble and messing everything up and smashing everything up. So they get in more and more trouble, and they have to do more and more bad things, more and more bad chores and stuff, which makes some sort of sense, but is a lot of filler, considering that this is not really teaching us any moral at all. It's just, oh, look, fancy 3D graphics. So, yeah, basically. And the two elf guys are brothers, and they keep on arguing with each other, so obviously you can imagine what's going to happen at the end of that. So they keep on going to these tasks and they keep on messing it up over and over again. You can skip that. That's a whole 20 minutes of the cartoon gone. Just skip that. Filler, filler, filler. So then later on, they try to make some cooking. And so later on, they tried to make some cooking. No, wait. No, what he does, like the robot guy, he takes them over to this coal place where the coal is taken to give to the to the bad kids, and they find this, for some reason, really adult-faced elf that looks nothing like all the other elves and is creepy. But he has this really big, really stone-carved adult face for some reason, when all the other elves look like babies. That one doesn't, and it's creepy. It doesn't make any sense. But basically, he's an evil elf. Obviously, because he has a horrible, rugged face, so obviously he's evil. But they said he's a bad elf and he's been on the naughty list for years because he always wanted to do things his own way, and he always messed things up. He ruined Christmas for everyone one year when he swapped the naughty and the nice list, and said, "You don't want to end up like him," they said. So they went, "Oh no." And they went, "Oh no, he's in trouble because he didn't listen to instructions and he did what he wanted all the time. Oh no, that's what I've been doing." So they were like, "Oh, we don't want to end up like that." So they try and work harder, but then they suddenly change their mind and decide to do things wrong anyway, and they screw up again. Except this time they screw up in a way where they sort of come up with a sort of a solution, where they come up with the healthy food instead of unhealthy food for Christmas. So they go, "Well, you did cook the food, so I guess that's okay, and that will do." So they go and take the food, and they take it to the party, and all the elves and Santa Claus end up getting food poisoning. I don't know how they managed that, considering most of that was just raw vegetables. But apparently somehow giving them vegetables caused them food poisoning. And maybe they didn't wash them or something. But But Santa is one of the people that's ill, so then the robot guy neglects to say, but he has to, because they're the only people left. He says, you need to sort out, you need to finish Christmas before it's too late. So then it's your responsibility. So then they go, okay, now we have an actual responsibility, you better not screw up. So they go up and they try and do it, and the elves screw up again, because they had not learned anything throughout this whole time. And yeah, so the elves mess up again. Then they find out that there's some cool way for them to fix their problem, and then they still do things the wrong way, but it ends up being okay because they made up with each other and they're not arguing anymore. So somehow doing the wrong thing yet again was this time rewarded, which I don't understand. That makes no sense. Plus, the reindeer girl has a bunch of leftover old reindeer and moose and things that she has to teach to fly as a last minute option for the sleigh, and so she decides to use music to help teach them the rhythm of how to fly. And they're thinking, so the thing which got her in trouble is the thing which saved her. What? So I'm like, I don't understand this. So doing the thing which got you in trouble in the first place is now suddenly okay. And it never really explains properly how it works, like how it's different. It doesn't explain it. It just goes, well done, you did the thing you were wrong. You did the thing that you did wrong, but this time it worked, so it's totally okay. So it was like, alright, apparently. So, yeah, so they end like that. And they go, congratulations, you're not on the naughty list anymore, and that's basically it. And it's like, okay, that was really dumb and made no sense. So, there you go. You can watch it if you want to see what I mean, but they just messed that up. For a start, the animation is creepy, as I've said. The animation is very creepy, and takes a while to get used to. The voice acting is just cringe-worthy, and the storyline is really cringe-worthy, because it's either really cheesy or predictable, or it makes no sense at all. And the characters just don't learn, nor do they actually... They never learn anything of real value. They never learn what they did wrong, really. Even though it claims to show that they did. They didn't really. and they never really have any consequences, or they never really got any proper consequences for what they did. They kind of did, but not enough, I don't think. And they got rewarded to something which they shouldn't have been. So they never really learnt the lesson in the first place. They kind of forgot the moral they were going with halfway through, I think. So, yeah, that was a bit of a waste of time. But thank you for watching. This was Awesome. See you again next time where I'll chat about something else. See ya!